Did you ever look at multicolor 3D printing and go, that looks awesome, but I'm not willing to spend thousands of dollars to do that? Well, Anycubic may have a solution with the Kobra X that can print in 4 colors and up to 90 colors, has built-in auto calibration, and a whole bunch of other features for just $299. I'm Brian DeLuca, and this is Make or Build It, where we turn ideas into projects. Today, we are looking at the Anycubic Kobra X and seeing if it lives up to all the promises Anycubic has made on this 3D printer. Now, we're going to do a comparison test, we're going to go through its features, and we're going to see if this printer earns a spot in your workshop. So the Anycubic Kobra X has a build volume of 260 by 260 by 260 millimeters, which is pretty standard in comparison to some of the other bed slingers out there. So what makes this printer different than the other entry-level 3D printers out there? It's not just focused on speed, it's focused on being able to print in multicolors and multi-material for an entry-level price. Out of the box, the system supports 4 colors with the ability to print in 19 colors if you ever think you may need 19 colors with the Ace Pro system. For makers who want to experiment in multicolor or even in multi-material at an entry-level price point, this printer, the Kobra X, is a really interesting position. Now let me show you how easy it was to assemble. Assembly was straightforward and the printer walks you through the setup process. Part of the setup includes the Anycubic LeviQ 3.0 automatic bed leveling system. The printer automatically probes the bed and creates a compensation mesh designed to improve first layer consistency. For beginners, this is one of those features that can make a huge difference because first layer problems are one of the most common causes of failed prints. After leveling, the printer also performs automatic calibration routines designed to optimize print quality before you even start printing. And that's something we're going to come back to later. So as always, let's start with printing a Benchy. So here's the Benchy that came off as my first print. Honestly, I'm super impressed. This may be the best looking Benchy I ever printed off a first print of just pulling a printer out of a box and letting it calibrate itself. Now, this is what probably most people are here for, the 4-color printing. Now, what's really nice about this is the Kobra X is designed for 4-color printing without an additional AMS. Now, like I said, you could add the Ace Pro to get up to 19 colors, but for just general 4-color printing, there is no AMS needed. Whereas with the A1, for instance, you need the additional AMS light to achieve 4 colors. So one of the biggest claims Anycubic makes on the Kobra X is speed. Now, I'm not just going to read some specs off the spec sheet. Let's compare this to the Bambu Lab A1. For this test, I sketched out a little dragon, converted it to a 3D model, and we're going to compare print times. Same model, same size, letting each slicer choose the settings. So the A1 printed the model in 12 hours and 15 minutes. The Kobra X printed the model in 6 hours and 34 minutes. Now the Kobra X was a lot faster, and I can only imagine on bigger parts with the travel speed and the acceleration, you'll probably save even more time. Like any speed claim, the actual results depend on quite a few things, including print settings, the model geometry, and the quality of the print. And the Anycubic slicer and Bambu Lab Studio, I use the default settings as well as just put supports on automatic. But the one thing we always need to examine is what was the waste on these 2 prints. So let's compare how the Bambu Labs A1 did with the amount of waste the Anycubic Kobra X did. Okay, let's measure how much waste we had on the A1. Let's tear our scale. Okay, 5.1 ounces. And let's see how much our model weighed. 0.2 ounces. Now let's look how much waste we had on the Anycubic Kobra X. Tear our scale. Okay, 3 ounces of purge waste. Now let's measure our model. 0.2 ounces. It's worth noting every multicolor filament swapping printer creates purge waste during color changes. While you can reduce it with slicer optimization, such as purging into the object and the supports, some waste is simply part of automatic multicolor printing. Now, the Anycubic Kobra X's goal here was to reduce the amount of waste, and it looks like they really accomplished that with this printer. And yes, while there was waste here, and we even see waste with multi-head 3D printers, although it's much more minimal, this actually produced surprisingly less waste for a printer in this class. But at the end of the day, none of these features matter without having really good print quality. Let's look at our dragons. Let's look at these models up close. This is the one off the Bambu Lab A1, and this is the one off the Anycubic Kobra X. As we see, they look pretty similar in the quality. Obviously, I use different materials. One of the biggest differences I see, and they're both using the same all Anycubic filament, is this wing here. This one looks a little thinner in there. I don't know how to explain it. It looks a little, I could see a little more where the wing, the green and the gray are sort of like you could almost see a little bit of light through it. I don't know if you guys could see that on camera. Where this one looks a little more solid where the pieces came together. But overall, I would say they both look pretty good in terms of the quality. You know, I mean, we can see some layer lines in both of them. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how these little dragons came out for such a small, detailed model. The good news here is the Anycubic Kobra X actually had really great print quality for both single color and actually the multicolor 3D printing. Layer consistency was solid, color transitions look good, and the machine was able to maintain quality even while printing quickly. Now, could you spend more money and get additional features? Absolutely. But that's really not the question. The question is, does the printer deliver the capability you need for the price point? I would say it absolutely does. Considering you could also add up to 19 colors using the Ace Pro system, as well as it having the LeviQ 3.0 leveling system, which actually makes your first layers adhere really nicely from all the prints we did. I intentionally paid close attention here to the first layer during testing because that tells you a lot about how well your printer is handling bed compensation. And separate from the leveling, this printer also features an automatic calibration system. And that helps result in smoother surfaces and cleaner prints. Now, one more thing. This printer also is able to deal with multi-materials, so if you want to use harder materials like PLA, you can combine those with things like TPU. After spending time with the Kobra X, Anycubic has created a really interesting option for people who want to get into multicolor 3D printing, especially for a price point around $299. For more on 3D printing, DIY, and maker projects, make sure you like and follow Maker Build It, and remember, keep on making. Oh, and remember, the best multicolor 3D printing isn't the one with the most colors or the most expensive. It's the one that gets you from your idea to print with the least amount of frustration.